In today's video, we are going to quickly revise the poem Snake by D.H. Lawrence. It is an animal poem and works as an allegory of man's relationship to nature and to other species. It describes a scenario where the poet confronts a snake, most probably a Sicilian viper, which is one of the most dangerous species on the earth. Like man, snakes are predatory. The poem begins with the arrival of the snake on a water trough on a very hot day in Sicily. The poet wears pajamas due to the heat and waits in queue respectfully for the snake to finish drinking as it had come before him. As the snake drinks, it looks around, oblivious to whoever happens to be present. The poet compares the snake with the cattle, who too drink and stare around with a blank look. At one point, the poet begins to think of what to do with the snake, as he had been trained to believe that black snakes were harmless, while golden ones were harmful. Conflicting voices begin to flash across his mind, whether to kill or to spare the reptile, and he decides not to harm it. He's torn between respect and honor on one hand, and fear and loathing on the other. Suddenly, the snake intensified its drinking in utmost alertness, looking in different directions with the imperiousness and nonchalance of a god. It then gradually retreated into its hole through the same broken wall from the edge of the water trough. Watching the snake disappear, the poet suddenly changes his mind. He perhaps does not like the sense of power that the snake exudes. He throws a log in the direction of the retreating snake. He misses his target, and the snake hastens its departure, vanishing into the bowels of the earth. The poet immediately regrets this unnecessary violence on his part. He remembers a story of an ancient sailor who killed an albatross and was punished by the divine forces for it. This is a reference to another poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner by S.T. Coleridge. The poet becomes afraid that such punishment is likely to befall him for attempting to kill the snake, and hence he begins to desire for the snake's return, which is practically impossible. The snake appears to have assumed the identity and the dignity of an exiled king who cannot be crowned anymore. He concludes that pettiness has robbed him of the opportunity to teach the world how not to use might, especially against lesser creatures of nature. The poem becomes a commentary on man's lack of tolerance and understanding of the species that populate the habitat around him and his inherent base, destructive nature.